All right, what was Merle or Frey's reputation back then? Selling heroin. Where were you when Katrina hit? In New Orleans East. What did you do during Katrina? I was on top of a roof. Where? On Cindy Place, with some people that lived in my apartment building. All right, how long were you on top of a roof? Like 3 days. What were you all doing up there? Surviving, waiting till help come? Did you see any police? Yes. Anyone you knew? Did you see a guy named Feltus? Yes. What happened with you and Feltus? Feltus was trying to come get me, and I shot at him. What was he trying to get you for? Because I kept beating his own crack charges that he was throwing on me. When you saw Feltus, you shot at him. What kind of gun did you use to shoot at him? An AK-47. What happened to Feltus? They turned around and left. How did you get off the roof? The fire department came and got us on boats. Then what? Then we evacuated and went to Atlanta. Well, he brought us to on Chef Street, where dry land was at. Then we stole a truck and went to Atlanta. How did you steal the truck? Stole it. I took the screwdriver and popped it up and stole it. Who went with you to Atlanta? Me, Gary, my friend Tootie, and all of our girlfriends went with us. What happened when you got to Atlanta? Did you meet any other people from New Orleans? Not really. I called people from out there too, from New Orleans out there when I went to beat and Red Cross out their money. Were Plucky or Slugger out in Atlanta? No, Slugger came, Plucky didn't come. When you got there, what were you doing for money? Beating Red Cross. I went and signed up for Red Cross saying I had siblings staying with me, getting the max. How much money did you get from Red Cross in Atlanta? About $28,000 to $30,000. Did you ever get any money from FEMA too? Yeah. How much money do you think you got from them? About $15,000, $16,000. All right, what did you do with all this money? What'd I do with it? Yes. Oh, I saved it until I came home and I bought a car. How long did it take you to get back to New Orleans? About 3 months. When you got back here, where were you staying? By my daddy's house on Carmadale across the river. Did you ever get a job when you came back? Yes. What were you doing? Cleaning up debris. How long did you do that? For like 3 weeks. Were you a good employee? I don't know. What happened to your job? I quit it. When did you start selling drugs again after Katrina? When I got my insurance check. What was your insurance check for? For my Honda Accord. What happened to the Honda? It got destroyed in the Katrina. So you got a check for your flooded car. Then what did you do? How much money did you get? $15,000. What did you do with the money? Went straight to Texas and got half a brick. Half a brick of what? Cocaine. Who did you know in Texas? I didn't know no one. I just went shopping around, me and Slugger. Slugger found someone. They brought us to a house. In the house, it was late at night. They told us to come in there. I said I wasn't going there. I let Slugger go in there. So Slugger went in there with the money? Uh-huh. He actually came out with drugs? Yeah. Did that become an ongoing business hookup with those people? No. That was just a one-time deal? Yeah. What did y'all do with the coke? Came back to New Orleans. I got it cooked up and I sold it. You were friends with Slugger at this point? Yes. Where was Slugger from? The Desire Project. Who was Slugger hanging around at this point? Me, and he had numerous of friends like guys out of the Desire. Do you know their names? Smurf and Smokey. It was a few of them. Was he hanging around with anyone named Bo or Co at that point? No, he wasn't hanging with them then. Did you know somebody named Louis Daniels? Yeah. Who was that? A guy that was from G Strip. How long were you selling coke? Was this up to 2007? Yeah, up until 2007. Where else were y'all getting coke from after y'all went to Texas that time? We started back scoring from Kuwaiti. How many times did you score from Kuwaiti? Numerous of times. After Katrina, did you start hanging out with Merle or Frey at all? No, not really. We would talk and all that, but I wasn't really hanging with him at the time. I was still running with Slugger. And they didn't really like Slugger around because Slugger was known for robbing and killing. So where was Merle or Frey and kind of his group hanging out at that point? Oh, they'll hang on Canal Street. But then after that, once they got shut down, they started hanging on Desire and Law by the bar. What was the bar over there? Well, it was the bar, but now it's the wing shack. Like Chicken Wing Shack? Yes. Did there come a point, well, tell me about 2007 and 2008. Did you ever start selling heroin? Yeah, I started selling heroin because once my partner B was about to get robbed, someone was trying to push Slugger onto him to rob him, and word got back to me. B didn't know nothing about it, so I pulled B to the side, told him what was happening. B knew that Slugger is a known robber and killer, so he got me to sit them both down. They squashed the beef and everything and, told who was putting them on them. It was over with from there. I went back to New Orleans. B, one day, Slugger, started selling heroin before me. B just sent me some heroin down there, an ounce of heroin. I sold it. It moved faster than the crack cocaine and I saw more profit. So I say, I wasn't selling coke no more. I was selling heroin. That's when I started selling heroin. Where was B? In Texas. How did you know B? I knew him from the Florida project. How did B end up in Texas? Due to Katrina. But B developed a heroin supplier hookup over there? Yes. Slugger was going to go to Texas to rob B? Yes. That's when you intervened? Yes. So B starts hooking up Slugger with heroin, correct? Yes. Then you got a little? Huh? B sent you a little heroin? Yes. What was that? Did you pay for it or was it a gift? He gave it to me. Had you ever sold heroin before that time? No. How did you learn how to sell heroin? Who told you? Just from hearing about it. How is selling heroin different than selling coke? You get more money and you get more money for it. Whoever came to see you that day gonna come again because it's not like crack. Heroin is something that a person needs. The addiction is more stronger than crack. So you had more frequent visits by your customers with heroin than crack cocaine? Yes. So you start selling heroin. How do you start getting heroin? You got that ounce the first time, then what happens? Oh, he sell me another one. How is he sending it to you? Slugger. When Slugger go out there and score, he'll send it back with Slugger. How often is Slugger going to Houston to get heroin? Like every other week. Just a second, Your Honor. Would you recognize a picture of kind of Slugger and his group if I showed it to you? Yes. Any objection to, what exhibit is that? Any objection to the photo of Slugger from the PowerPoint? No, no objection. Mr. Rainier? Mr. Rainier, you ask me. I'm sorry. I asked them. That's procedure. Any objection? No, Your Honor. All right, fine. That's government exhibit number what? 328. Government exhibit 328 is in evidence. Is that Slugger in the middle? Yes. So that's who you were selling heroin with or dealing with? Yes. So tell me about Slugger going to Texas. How often does he go? How much money does he bring? Who is he buying it from? He'll go every other week. He'll start off with 2 ounces, $5,000. Then he was moving up until he got into 9 ounces. The person that he was taking it back by putting it in his car underneath his dashboard. Well, not by the dashboard, where you pull the carpet back by the feet, by the passenger side. I told him that was going to get old. He was going to wind up getting caught. So he said, well, what you think I should do? I told him, play the Greyhound bus. He did it, and the girl that he gave it to ran off with the stuff. She ran out with 9 ounces of heroin? Yes.